Good morning. Thank you for tuning into this channel again. I want to talk about greed this morning. Greed in the 28th chapter of Proverbs, verse 22 to 28. I want to share um, a little insight of wisdom from King Solomon, who wrote the book of Proverbs. Uh, Proverbs is one of my favorite books because it has really given me wisdom in my life. At the age of 56, the Lord had really blessed me to have a good discernment, to be able to see what's things to come and to test things with my spirit. And I thank Him for that. So I want to start at verse 22 of chapter 28 of Proverbs, and it says, greedy people, this is the New Living Translation, greedy people try to get rich quick. Greedy people tries to get rich quick. In the Gospel, Jesus talked about greed. He talked about greed. In one of his stories, he talked about the man who had the surplus, the man who had barns of food, and the Bible says that he was blessed with more, even more food. And the Bible says instead of him giving to the poor, he built more barns to put the food in. And the story goes on to say that Jesus said, this night thy soul is required of thee. And that's a lesson to us to learn, because regardless of how much we're going to have or how much we get while we're here on this planet, we may not outlive what we have. There's a possibility that we'll die before we use the things that we have. And that's why we have to have a giving heart, not a greedy heart. And greedy is by nature from sin that came through Adam. Everybody have a problem with greed. We want more than we can handle. So it says in verse 22, greedy people try to get rich quick. Remember, it's a movie that 50 Cent, one of the rappers out of New York, he had a movie, the movie title, Get Rich Quick. That's impossible. There's impossible that you and I can get rich quick, because watch what it says. Greedy people try to get rich quick, but don't realize they are headed for poverty. There's no such thing to get rich quick. You'll get your money real quick. And the Bible also says in the Proverbs 23rd chapter, labor not to be rich. Seek for thy own wisdom. Seek from thy own wisdom and understanding. For riches or for money is as eagle, it flies towards heaven. In other words, money is in your hand one minute and it's out. Believe it or not, it doesn't stay. And that's why you can't trust it, because it will lead us to poverty. And that's what it says. They don't realize that they're headed to poverty because they're trying to get money fast. Money is a tool that God uses to enhance and to build up His kingdom, and to use wisely while you're here on earth to help those that are of less fortune than you are. Now watch this. Verse 23. I must hear it. In the end, people appreciate honest criticism, verse 23, for more than flattery. I think that is saying people will try to flatter you with their words, telling you how good you are. But people that of wisdom rather to have appreciate people will be honest and give them good honest criticism. Okay, now verse 24. Anyone who steals from his father and mother and says, what's wrong with that, is no better than a murderer. The Bible says. Verse 25, go back to greed. Greed causes fighting. Trust in the Lord leads to prosperity. Now, how you want to you want to have things in life? Trust God, not your own understanding. Verse 26, those who trust their own insight are foolish, but anyone who walks in wisdom is safe. Yeah, does the verse say, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not to thy own understanding. For in all thy ways I will leave you in the right path. God is saying that. He's speaking to somebody today. Whoever give to the poor will lack nothing. I'm always want to give to those that are less fortunate. But those who close their eyes to poverty will be cursed. Remember Jesus said, the poor will be with you always, and it will, because people uh, ignore the poor people and they want what they have. And this is the life that people live lives. Verse 28, when the wicked take charge, people go into hiding. This last verse. When the wicked meet disaster, the godly flourish. People go in hiding when the wicked take charge. But when the godly will flourish when these things happen. God will give us whatever we want. If you commit your way to the Lord, He will give you the desires of your heart. And I promise you, He can do that, and He will do that. We must stay focused on what God is want to do in every person or in your own personal life. I would say God is the source of all things, and I'm telling you, He can deliver us from whatever that we're struggling with, especially greed. Some people are struggling with um, um, heart problems, physical heart problems, and some people are struggling with spiritual heart problems. And I pray today that you receive this message, that your struggle with your physical is more have to do with the struggle with the spiritual. So change your heart. Ask God in your heart. Ask God to change your mind, your will, your emotions today. I pray that you receive this message. God bless you.